Hey everybody, welcome back to HitPoint, a JRPG news show, an anime news show, a niche news show. Basically, anything that Baku and I feel like talking about, we're gonna talk about. And today, guys, have we got some news for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Baku, have we got news for them? As a legitimate question.
We might have a little bit of news. Just I don't know. Just a little bit of news. Like, look, listen, the year is winding down. Okay, like, do you know how hard it is to like find news to talk about? Like, come on,
I
give me
know
a break.
Baku went out into the strange and weird world of RPG news, out into the wilderness, all on his lonesome,
I
facing
know.
against the wilds in order to bring back home some anime and RPG news for his
Yes.
for his starving children, you at home.
Y'all better enjoy it.
Oh man, thank you so much, Baku, for joining me, and thank you all at home for joining us. Because this is not our standard time to be streaming. We do normally stream every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, today we're gonna talk about news. We're gonna be previewing some trailers, talking about rumors, and we'll also respond to super chats at the end of the episode, as always. But
Yes.
Baku, how have you been this week, man? How are you doing
Oh
today?
my God, this weekend was just chaotic, and I do have to apologize to everyone for having to come to a Monday evening show. That was my fault. This is my turn. This is my fault.
How dare
I
you, sir?
my nephews just decided to show up to my house on Sunday. So and they didn't leave until like 8 9 p.m. So it would have been pretty bad. You would have heard a bunch of kids screaming
Ugh.
outside and just like thumping because I'm in the basement. So like you're gonna hear footsteps and like I'm like, yeah, this is not happening. Yeah, so I messaged them like, yeah, my nephews just came and I don't think we can do the show today.
Oh,
Yeah, but it was fun. I love seeing them. Just like I just wish they wouldn't come on a Sunday night because that's
because that's
that's
like
that's
that's the
yeah.
witching hour, right? That's yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's when Uncle Baku wants to just like relax with like a glass of whiskey for Monday, like as I'm
Yeah.
like contemplating on life and I just don't need to like rambunctious kids like running around. Yeah, I said the word rambunctious. Like that's I think that's a good way of describing them.
Baku turning into
Um
old man geezer Baku here.
Yeah, no, basically. And I will apologize early too if we start hearing like door knocking is because it's Halloween and kids are actively trick-or-treating right now. So yeah, at some point I might have to like excuse myself and pass some candies and come back. Hopefully it won't be too disruptive.
Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. That's okay. I do have to apologize because everybody today it is Halloween, and had we been planning on a Halloween show from the start, we would have definitely dressed in more than just like my Nightmare Before Christmas T-shirt or
My
something.
Final Fantasy 7. We all know Final Fantasy 7 is a horror game. I'm just
I mean, there are vampires or something like that.
It's
So
true. Whatever the heck Genova is.
I don't know.
Yeah, alien invader. I mean, that's as scary as it gets.
So that's what you were doing on yesterday. But how has your week been otherwise, dude? Have you been streaming? Have you been doing anything?
I am still streaming horror games. I'm extending my Spooktober into the first week of November. That's why Spooktober is now
Oh,
invading November.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Okay.
November can give up a week. I didn't play enough horror game this Spooktober, so I'm gonna stream some more horror games. Um, we're still working on Ghostwire Tokyo, and it's been a ride.
I bet.
I would really recommend anyone who can stand a first person game because some
Some
folks
people
like
get
Mr.
motion
Angelic,
sick. Yeah.
yeah, you'll get motion sickness. But also, I still feel like that game would be perfect for VR. Like I'm just like this game
Oh,
would be so good in VR. Why? Like, look, PlayStation 5, like PS5, like Sony,
hmm,
right? They're trying to push PSVR. Am I right?
yeah.
And guess what? Ghostwire Tokyo is a PS5 game. So I'm just like, maybe some synergy, like maybe come and help them develop and someone brought up a good point. It's like, yeah, Tango, they may not have the money, right? Or something for this. But I'm just like, play the game and you tell me that this is like not like a perfect game for VR. Like I think any RPG that you would make on a VR like should be something like this.
Yeah, because it's got that
Um,
horror element. It's already in first
yeah.
person, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense that they
Yep.
should, and maybe who knows, maybe that'll be a DLC patch, kind of like the
Mm.
opposite of the Resident Evil Golden Edition, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I think Sony can spare a little money to bring on more like, VR titles, right? And it's like, look, this is a perfect game. It's already on your platform. Just make it happen. So we'll see what happens with
So
that.
what are you playing after you finish Ghostwire Tokyo? What are you going back to? Is it Trails in the Sky the Third? Is that what you were
Well,
doing?
after Spooktober, yeah. I still have at least one other horror game planned. It's gonna be a short one. It's called Lost Light.
Okay.
We showed it the other day.
Hmm.
It is very similar to Yomawari, but it might be from a Korean developer. It might be from a Japanese developer. This one's an indie developer, and it's like maybe a 5-6 hours
Oh,
game. So
okay.
it's like a lot shorter, and
Yeah.
which is nice because after playing like 100 hours of Trails, like I just need something that like tells a quick story to
Yeah.
like
A little palate cleanser. Sure, sure.
Absolutely. I think every RPG gamer should have some palate cleanser, like, games like lined up at the ready,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, for instance, after Golden Sun, my palette cleanser will be Trails of Cold Steel.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what? 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 No, it's like going out to eat sushi. You know those like ginger pieces? You know
Oh
why
yeah,
they're
yeah,
there?
yeah.
It's like that's like the palate cleanser. You're like you
Uh-huh.
eat the fatty fish and then you eat like a little slice of ginger, right? You take a
Hmm.
sip of sake, that's your palate cleanser. That's what those short games are, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
that's actually, I mean, Golden Sun is actually my palate cleansing games at this point in
Really?
time. Hmm.
How
Yeah.
long is that one?
Like 30, I'm about 30 hours into Golden Sun the Lost Age right now.
Yeah. RPG
Just
gamer.
a short
30-hour
little,
games is a palate cleanser.
yeah, just a short little romp, you know.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been playing a lot of Golden Sun lately. I think we're
Hmm.
nearing the end. I'm like 33 hours in actually, and I think we're closing in on the final. Like I've already defeated one of the super bosses, and I
Hmm.
think I got some more, and another dungeon, at least another dungeon left. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing over there right now. And like I said, after that, I'll be diving into Trails of Cold Steel. I spent a little bit of my afternoon this afternoon trying to get a hold of Xseed to see if I could get my hands on a review copy of a 5-year-old game, Trails of
Mm.
Cold Steel. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but
Yeah.
that's
It's
but
like I don't know if we need advertisement for a game from 5 years ago, but
I mean, who knows though? I mean, you've had one initial sales surge on release, but
Mhm.
what about second initial sales surge 5 years
Yeah.
later? You know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but I also reached out about a couple of other games, so I'm hoping maybe they'll bundle it in with Trinity
I
Trigger,
hope I hope
Loop
they
8.
I hope they will give it to you, and I hope they have more reasons to give it to you because now that people are playing Zero, or they will be playing
Yeah.
sorry, not Zero, they are playing Zero, they will be playing Azure.
Hmm.
Guess what's next on the timeline? Cold
Yeah.
Steel. So
That's
there should be like a resurgence of like all these new players who
yeah.
just experienced Crossbell
That's what I'm
now wants to
saying.
get into Cold Steel.
That's
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
know what?
saying. Yeah, it makes
That's what you
sense.
write to them. You should give them that point.
Oh,
Be like, hey,
their PR company doesn't have a spot for an essay like that, and I don't think they have time to read one. But we'll see what
that's
happens.
fair.
That would be nice. Because I don't want to
That's fair.
spend $40 on Cold Steel 1 right now.
No one should spend $40 on Cold Steel.
I mean, not right
um,
now anyway. I mean,
Not right now. Yeah, not right now. It was
5
brand
years
new,
ago,
sure, but
sure, but
yeah.
uh,
By the way, does everyone know that Derek and I stream over at Twitch? Because the link is down below in the description once we complete it. And also, it just bears repeating that timestamps will come like a day
oh,
later.
Baku,
Please,
the people who complain
just
about timestamps, they've already clicked away by now. They've already complained by the time they got to
they
this point in
have
the video.
already complained about the timestamp. It just give it a day. It takes time. It's give it a day.
Speaking of
Yeah.
timestamps, huge thank you to Scott Pilgrim this time.
Thank you, Scott.
Freddie Ken, the guy who's been doing a lot of the timestamps, he was on a bit of vacation, enjoying himself as he should.
Yes.
And and Scott Pilgrim came through last week with some timestamps to help save my days. So thank you so much.
I see Freddie in the chat. I see you there, Freddie.
Hey, Freddie's here. Hey, everybody, a round of applause for our buddy Freddie.
He says Cold Steel 1 is 124 hours short for me. Cold Steel 4 took 328 hours. What? What?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be in my immediate future.
Yeah, you're really convincing me to play Cold Steel now.
Oh, I'll convince you about it later. You'll probably play it as soon as I'm done with Like a Dragon.
Yeah, look, listen, Derek. The day that I play Cold Steel is the day that you play Like a Dragon.
Okay.
Should make a pact. Yeah.
Okay. We'll do this.
All right.
So let's go ahead and move along into responding to some of those comments from last week.
Yes.
So do you wanna take this first one?
Oh yeah. I like this one. It is so well thought out, and I just had to share it. I really like this one. This one is from Lost in Rural England, and they say, "Hi, Baku and Derek." Well, hello to you too.
Yeah, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
No. I mean,
I
that's
just
not
had to.
sarcastic. I actually just enjoy people who just take a moment and say hello. That's nice. It's
No, seriously. It doesn't have to be crazy thoughtful. Sometimes just something like this, it's just nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
just letting us know you're out there. Much appreciated.
Well, the next one is definitely long, so we'll pass that on to you, Derek.
Yeah, this is the one I picked up. So
Yes.
this one comes from a friend of the show, Japanimation Man, who says, I feel like every new PlayStation is just a fancy way of playing the previous one at first. I think I spent like half a year or so with my PS2 before I started getting any PS2 games that I liked, and only got a PS3 so I could play PS2 games in HD. They all eventually got games worth picking up for the systems for, but it always seems to take forever before it's really worth it. And
Yeah.
and there's a very specific reason that I picked this out. One is because, I mean, it's spot on. Absolutely. That's part of the value prospect of a console with a huge backwards compatibility library to draw from, which is a little bit, the PS4 kind of dropped the ball on that a little bit. But the PS5 is starting to be able to do some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing, though, that made me think of this is, so what brought this up is I was talking about how I'm just not a very avid collector of consoles upon first release, right? I end up like I'm an opportunist, right? And well, anyways, I was talking to somebody at Square Enix earlier.
Okay.
just casually. I was just talking to them about Star Ocean, and they were asking me if I had like a review code of Star Ocean, and I said yes, because of course I do, right? And they said, what platform do you want it on? And I said, PlayStation 4. And they said, PlayStation 4? I mean, that's how I read it anyway, in the email correspondence. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't have a PC that can
smack.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not one of those people who's got a PS5 just yet, and the console, or the computer rather, that I do my capture from has an RX 480, which is, I thought, kind of respectable, and it's got a 6-core processor, but it's not within like the recommended specs for the brand new Square Enix PC game. So I'm like,
Well,
yeah, I'll just.
Sounds like we need a GoFundMe, or you need
That's what somebody said in my stream the other day.
Or you need an OnlyFan.
That's what somebody said in my stream the other day. I'm like, I don't want to, but at the same time, if you think about it, I'm probably not. I wouldn't be the only person on GoFundMe with a PS5 fund. I would probably just be the most honest person about it.
And we appreciate that. So
yeah. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, but I do need to actually get on getting a PS5. I think, because it occurred to me that at this point, if I'm getting like sideways glances from publishers, they're like, PS4, really?
Really? Are you okay?
You're gonna help us advertise our game by showing it run on a PS4? Well, yeah, that's. I mean, I'm not upset or anything about it. It's just I felt ashamed of like, yeah, yeah, I need to get one of those. Okay.
Either GoFundMe or an OnlyFan. That's the only two ways for you to
Mm-mm.
fund yourself a new system now.
Amy
Those are
says
the only-
no.
to which one?
To all of the above.
Dang it.
So
We,
that
we wanted
that's
we
that,
wanted a Derek GoFundMe. We really did.
well, I'm not gonna put it together, but anyways,
Oh, so if we put it together, you use it. That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
if
hearing
somebody
you
handed me $500, I'd buy a PS5 with it. I'll tell you that. But no.
That's fair. All right. Yeah. So the next one we've got is from Mermina, who says the Sonic Hill movies are kind of hated in the fan base. From what I know, they don't follow the story and change way too much. Yeah, thank you so much for letting us know. From what I saw in the chat the other day when we were talking about it, it sounded like people were pretty fond of it.
Mhm.
And from what I read in, it was actually like, not like hated like I'm hearing from now, but
Well,
it is a series that I'm
it
not familiar with, so I
probably
can only
depends a lot
report
on
what I
the
saw.
probably depends a
Yeah.
lot on the circles that you're running, But
Yeah, but I mean, hey, at least I do appreciate, like what's the word? I don't know, like if there are, I don't know, Derek, what's the word that I'm looking for? Contradictory. If there are things that are
oh,
contradicting to what I find, I want to know about it for sure.
oh
So thank
yeah.
you so much for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah, it's good to have
Um,
dissenting opinions for sure.
there you go. There you go. That's the word. But yeah, but thank you so much for that. I still am looking forward to seeing what Konami will put out because look, by some small stretch, I'm just like, if you're willing to do new games, maybe you would do something else.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
an RPG. Maybe,
Baku,
maybe.
Baku, are you telling us that you are willing to be hurt again?
As a JRPG gamer, you are in a very vulnerable position.
It's
You
true.
are at the whim of these giant companies. You can consult into indie games that may or may not come to fruition. Was it on Fantasia? I mean, look,
Hmm.
I think, and in fact, heck, that's probably one of the biggest ones too, right?
Oh yeah.
There are many more other indie developers like who like probably don't make it, right? But they want to, they try, they really put their hearts into it. They don't ultimately make it, and never comes to market. We don't get to play it. So it's there's only two ways. It's either some kind of indie spiritual successor that may or may not make it, or you wait until like Lord Square Enix and Lord Konami says, yes, I shall provide. Lord Capcom, they're still sitting on, Breath of Fire. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, what are you gonna,
Yeah,
you know?
Capcom's been making lots of good decisions lately. I'm just waiting for that last one.
10 years of consecutive growth. Do you know that? Capcom, 10
No.
years of consecutive growth. Yeah, consecutive growth, 10 years. So,
Monster Hunter doing a lot of heavy lifting, huh?
oh yeah, Monster Hunter is doing a lot for them. Resident Evil not doing shabby. Street Fighter, but still doing pretty good, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
They're making good decisions. So I
Oh
I
yeah.
can't I can't fault them. Like all the stuff that they're pushing out are selling pretty well.
Yep. Just waiting for that last one.
It's just come on.
All right, we got
All
a
right.
voicemail. Oh yeah, I should probably put up the old numberino there. Yeah, there we go. So you can leave us a voicemail at 785-337-3805 and be featured on the show, just like.
What's up, guys? My name is Stephen O'Connell. I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Hey,
I had a quick
Steven.
question for you
Hey,
guys as far
Steven.
as the topic of discussion. I recently played through Ys 8, completed it about 52 hours. It was fun. One of the best games I've ever played.
It's
One
pretty
of the
good.
dynamics that I thought was really cool was when you discover a new location, they really try to make it a point to create a memory regarding or surrounding the discovery of that location.
Oh
Just
yeah.
really quickly, it'd be cool if you guys could briefly talk about in your favorite JRPG or action RPG, What was the most vivid experience that you can recall as far as discovering a location for the first time in any RPG, and what kind of memory that was or what kind of impact it had on you? Love the show. HitPoint is amazing. You guys are great. Peace.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wow. That was really just compact. You know, it's got a lot of stuff going on in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Derek, do you want to kind of take turn to go at this? Because I've got multiple, like right off the top. Just I don't have to think very hard.
I mean, the very first one that came to my mind is one step or giant step from within 1et of Earthbound. I mean, first time you come across that first My Sanctuary location within Earthbound for me was like, I mean, this was again my very first RPG, and I had finally defeated my very first boss, right? And I got to this sanctuary location, and you know, you walk up to it, and this song plays, like everything just freezes, and it just gives you a moment to kind of bask in the glory of your accomplishments, and it's just, you know, oh, it's so nice. That was one of my first moments that just kind of solidified it for me, and I was like, yeah, this is what it's all about, you know. I mean, looking back at it, it's a 16-bit, like it's just a giant footprint in the ground. It's not that impressive to look at it now. But
no, it's the emotion. It's not about, you know,
100%
pixel density, right?
I mean, there are so many moments within Earthbound that I could also mention. Like, there was this black and white scene toward the end of the game. If you've played Earthbound, there's only one black and white scene, but it's like this flashback moment, and it's just it warms my heart, you know. And that also just totally just takes me straight back every time.
The first thing that comes up to me is Chrono Trigger, the end of time. Like the what is it called? It's not called the end of time. It's like there's a word for it, but it might be the end of time. But where, like, you know, where you find the old man. I won't say who that is because spoiler. Spoiler. But a certain old man stands under a lamppost, and it's just, you know, there's just something about that point in time that really ties like the entire story together, because it also serves as sort of like the nexus of like your time traveling, right? And it made sense that it was at the very end point of time itself. So I just thought that there was so much like cool like things that they did with that made so much sense. And to the young Baku, who is like super into this kind of like sci-fi kind of things, I was like, wow, this is so cool. I'm such a nerd, but this is so cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, the first time that you go back to 600 AD, the first time like you get sucked in through the wormhole and you end up there and you see the smoke around the ground or the fog or whatever that is, that's just kind of shows you, it's like, oh, this is like a wartime kind of. Like it looks like night, and it's just dark and broody, and it looks dangerous, and it's like, oh, oh, that's so cool.
And going back to prehistoric times, like, hey, dinosaurs. It's fun, like that entire game. Another one, which is basically the entire game, is just Terranigma. Just the entire, anytime you discover like a new city, it's just like, whoa, oh my God, what's this? Like, why why civilization just like push forward? Like, what's going on? Like, it just like, what happened?
Did you ever find the quintet staff within Terranigma when you were playing?
I don't remember because it's so long ago.
So it's a developer room basically that you can find by reviving Neo Tokyo. And when you go there, like regardless of when you go there, it's like there's the city of Tokyo, and you can go into the quintet building, and there's a little kind of mini boss fight thing that you do, and you can talk to all the developers. Something about
I might not have done that, because when I played Terranigma, it was original on Super Nintendo in Japanese. I might have missed a good amount of like little like
all the
like secrets,
Easter eggs and stuff.
Yeah, there were no guides. Okay, there were no guides.
There was no internet.
There was no internet at the time. Yeah,
old man Baku talking.
And you know, when I did replay it, I don't think I played it all the way to completion, because I think the save file got corrupted. It was like on an emulator. So yeah.
Baku, I think you just need to give it another go at some point. I mean,
I think Square Enix should hurry up and remaster the game so I can play it.
That would be really
Square
nice.
Enix. And look,
Um,
listen, it's on the warpath. It's like we talked about it. All the Super Nintendo game, all the PS1 game, they're all like, they're all game for
mhm.
remake remasters. So I'm not losing hope that Terra Enigma could come back, right? Maybe
Yeah.
HDTD. I don't know. I don't know.
How about? I mean, this isn't.
Enix.
Some people might think it's heresy to even mention this in the discussion, but Ocarina of Time, dude. The hall when you enter Hyrule Field and you just open it up and you can see, like for the first time, this expanse that opens up before you. Later on, it's
Oh
like, oh yeah,
yeah.
there's this expanse with nothing in it. But back then, it was like, oh my god, there's rolling hills and lush fields and
Mhm.
trees and stuff that look as good as Nintendo Switch games will in the future. Okay, that's
What
an
what
old
what a
meme.
way to dunk on the Switch. It's just, wow.
No, I
Um,
mean, that's really not dunking on the Switch. The Switch is excellent. It's dunking on Pokemon. God, which one was that?
Arceus? Was it Arceus?
Was it Arceus that was gonna? No. It was the one before that. Sword and Shield, the open
Sword and
field that
Shield?
they
Yeah.
had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sword and Shield. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of great memories. I think, you know what, maybe that's something that the JRPGs does pretty well in general is letting you see like these like new worlds
oh yeah.
that yeah, they have some ways of like concealing it, and then once they show it to you, it's just like it makes you want to sing some Aladdin, you know.
Oh yeah, because it's a whole new world. I get
This
you.
is a whole new world. Yeah.
That's perfect. So yeah, thank you so much for Stephen for your voicemail. And if anybody else would like to leave us a voicemail, you may do so at 785-337-3805. I have verified that is the actual correct phone number, and yeah, and you can be on the show. Otherwise, like I said before, we will respond to all super chats at the end of the show. So if you have any comments that cannot wait until the next voicemail gets played, you have options.
Yes,
So
you do have options.
we can move along now to games that are coming out this week.
Yes.
And we're going to kick this off with one that I've actually been pretty excited for a little while. It's from our friends at Retro Games, RETREAUX. God, I love the I love how they spelled it. I don't know why. It's just so posh and unnecessary, but great. Anyways, they're the people who are behind Pillars of Dust a long while back, this very NES-inspired RPG that I talked about in an episode of the Game Collection. And anyways, so these guys are making a Game Boy Color-inspired RPG that kind of takes place in this kind of post-apocalyptic world where you're like looking for scrap and stuff. I mean, I don't know how much they show off in the trailer, but I've spent a little bit of time with it. Maybe keep your eyes peeled because there may be a video coming out later this week about it. But before the video, before my Chrono Cross video that comes out on Friday, by the way, I forgot to mention that my Chrono Cross video is done, and it's been in early access for like a week, but it comes out on Friday. So yeah. But For a Vast Future is the name of the game, and it looks really awesome. And I just want to take a look at the trailer together here.
Yeah,
if you
let's
don't
do
mind.
it.
Because
Let's
that
do
comes out, by the way, it comes out tomorrow.
Yes.
So yeah, let's give this a look.
Very timely.
The music is such a banger, like all of it. And it comes with a few different color palettes you can switch between. I personally like that default one where it's kind of like orangish and bluish.
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this, I just saw Saga.
I can totally see that too.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit like kind of like almost like a Fallout universe kind of game, but done in a totally JRPG style that would fit in on.
Oh my god, those color. Oh my god.
I know, it's so good. It's so authentic. Yeah, you can like upgrade your gear and stuff and increase your stats. It's various stats that you can spend your stat points on. It's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, there.
For a Vast Future.
Yeah.
Coming to PC.
The music is so good too.
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that because hang on. Pause. Thank you.
What's that sound?
The player just wanted
coming
to keep
from?
going. So yeah, decades of war in Cerelia ended in a stalemate, and the citizens are left to pick up the pieces. You play as Chell, who embarks on a cross-country trip to unravel the secrets of a missing generation. Along the way, she meets loyal comrades and otherworldly foes.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
There
it's
you
coming
go.
out. It's coming out tomorrow, and I'm probably not going to have a video for it tomorrow. I
Mhm.
wanted to. Maybe we'll see what I can piece together. Maybe Wednesday though.
Yes.
I'm really I gotta be honest. I'm digging it. The music is so good.
The music sounded really good.
Yeah. Now it's not like
Yeah.
a huge like 60-hour RPG or anything. Expect something like a 10-hour game. But I think it's gonna be priced appropriately as well. So yeah. Make sure you check them out as well as Pillars of Dust.
Yeah. By the way, just so everyone knows, there's a Switch version coming according to the developers in 2023.
Oh.
So, yeah. Anyone who
Nice.
does not PC Master Race, who hasn't gotten a Steam Deck,
Somebody with a really old computer that can't even run brand new Square Enix games.
No, just straight up no computer. Just you don't believe in computers. Only the Switch. Oh, you just want to play it on the go. Oh no. Yeah,
Okay.
it's coming to Switch next year sometime.
Gotcha.
All right. So, for the next one, we've got a game called Sowon, Dream Adventure. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing it, but this is from the Korean game developer Pumpkin. It's another horror title that Baku just has to show Derek because it's Halloween, and I still get to show horror games, and it's not out of place. So let's take a look at the horror game.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Love this.
Thank you, Baku.
You're welcome. I know you love horror games, so I'm just like making a point to find all the horror games I can.
So on Halloween, you decided to show me Sowon.
Yes. But also, I thought the
Oh, look at that art style.
The art style is really interesting, and I wanted to show it off.
Yeah, it's a little
It's like paper crafty doll, kind of like paper mache kind of.
it's got a little bit of that Coraline Nightmare Before Christmas kind of claymation aesthetic a little bit. Which is really awesome. And Baku and I were actually just listening to Is This Halloween before the show started.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Now, this is a relatively short title. I've been told that it's like 46 hours, depending on how good you are with puzzles. But it's a horror puzzle game.
So Baku could finish it in like 30 hours?
Yeah, probably. It's a palate cleanser. In this game, you'll play as Sowon. I presume it's Korean. A girl who was up in the middle of the night looking for her parents, but accidentally stumbles into a strange world made of toys and dolls, and she is struggling to find her parents and get the heck out of there. So, this game is actually immediately available as of the 28th. So, only a couple of days ago. Yeah, only like 3 days ago. It became available on PC. So you can get on Steam if that's something that you're interested in. I think there's like 20% off right now too. So
and you said this one is going to be 4 to 6 hours, right?
4 to 6 hours. Yeah, not 426 hours. That'd be nuts.
Yeah. No. I meant as in like not 46. 4 to 6. Okay.
4 to 6. Yes. 4 to 6 hours. Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
That's awesome. Right. Actually, that didn't look too spoopy even for me, and I'm a winner.
No, you got this.
As long as the game like ascribes to a horror for children sort of vibe. Oh yeah, I think totally
you should definitely play it. I think you should definitely play it. All right.
Well, Next up, we have an exciting little update to a game that I also kind of did an experience points video talking about the demo of it. So this is Shrine's Legacy. So from the developer, Shrine's Legacy is a top-down action RPG action RPG adventure that plays like a combination of classic Super Nintendo games like Zelda, Final Fantasy, Illusion of Gaia, and Secret of Mana. Like Secret of Mana, you can play Shrine's Legacy in either single player or in two-player in couch co-op mode. You can also play online through Parsec or like Steam Remote Play if your internet can handle it. And yeah, we're looking at like a trailer for like what the what is this this trailer for exactly? Is this like a pre-launch?
The Kickstarter is already done, so
yeah, that's what I thought. But
yeah, I think it's a trailer. Yeah.
All right, let's check out the old trailer here.
Yeah. So what
at that
got
font.
my attention for this game is the fact that you can actually play this co-op, and we're always talking about wanting like a co-op RPG.
Yeah.
Especially playing like online too, which is pretty interesting. They brought up like, Secret of Mana. I'm just like, Secret of Mana, eh? You got my attention already.
Yeah.
Unite 8 elements. That sounds familiar.
Some really awesome puzzles.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of this in the development section of our of my Discord server, which I think you can probably find a link to that in the description. But this game legitimately is really awesome based off of the demo that I played of it. I haven't played the co-op portion of it, because that requires a co-pilot. But it's really fun, and I'm excited to check out the full thing when it becomes
I cannot
available.
wait.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the visuals of Stardew Valley, but honestly, it feels like the gameplay of like Illusion of Gaia. The puzzles that go into like unlocking your progression forward. Yeah. It's
it's got
especially that dash mechanic.
Whatchamacallit? It's got the Terranigma attack. That dive attack.
Yes, it does. Funny you should mention that. I don't know, something about it just
something about it just
so
looks very familiar.
So yeah, they had a successful Kickstarter last year, I think it was. And so the big news here is that they're expecting it to come out next year in quarter
Q2. Yeah.
So yeah, you can wish list it over on Steam now, and you can get it when it comes out. So that's the big news is they're narrowing in on an actual full release.
I can't wait. That actually looks a lot of fun. And here's the thing. The other day we were just talking about like, hey, maybe we can find an RPG where we can co-op online and we can stream it. And we're like, fun. Yeah, but there aren't any RPGs where you can just co-op online. Like we talked about it, right? And then and I saw this. I was like, wait a minute. Did you say we can play this co-op online? Did you say you're an RPG that we can co-op online?
Yeah, but it requires like Parsec or couch co-op. It's basically couch co-op, but you can figure it out online if you
we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we can figure it out.
We got this.
We both work in IT. We got this.
Yeah. And I got fiber internet. I'm basic.
We have fiber internet.
Yeah. We got this. We could stream in full HD to each.
We'll figure it out. All right.
Sweats in IT.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Next up, we've got Harvestella, which is Square Enix's first attempt to a farm simulator RPG. And it will be released on November 4th on Switch and PC via Steam. Your story will begin in the middle of what they're calling quietus, a calamity that comes with each change of season and threatens all life, which sounds like incredibly like a world I don't want to live in. Can you imagine
Yeah.
like a thing called quietus just comes every time like a season change? Or like, oh crap, that everyone might just die now. Like, and
I
this is
think
the
that's called
description.
climate change.
It's called Here's the description for quietus. Crops wither, and
you are-
the dust of death prevents people from even walking outside. So what does that sound
Yeah.
like to you?
That sounds like Kansas tornado season. All right.
But every change of season, just like
Yes. Yes. Every change of season. Every time
change of season,
every time it goes from cold to warm and warm to cold. Yep.
it's just geez.
Yep.
It is said that the duration of quietus is getting longer each. Yep, no, climate change.
Yep.
That's climate
it's just
change.
it's just an
Harvestella.
analogy for climate change.
We do have a trailer for it. This is the second trailer. I don't think we've shown this, so and take a look again.
All right, let's check this out.
A planet with 4 giant crystals called Seas Light.
Giant crystals because Square Enix.
Hey, I mean, if it ain't
So
broke,
instead
don't
of the
fix
4
it.
elements, now it's the 4 seasons.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
Your life here, amongst the lush nature of
I mean,
village, you till the
my brain doesn't care about MacGuffins at this point. They've weeded everybody out who does.
You know, the characters actually look pretty good, except for like the human ones, like have like an odd proportion still. Oh, quietus. Everything just dies. The portraits look really good.
The mysteries of quietus.
Yeah, I think it's like they have slightly too wide of hips that kind of makes it look disjointed.
It's just so weird looking.
I mean, I don't know. They kind of remind me of Aegis from Persona 3. Because she's a robot and she legitimately just has like joints there, like mechanical joints.
Like functional reasons.
Yeah. And that's kind of what this reminds me of. Like,
see, look, I mean, the battle actually looks pretty good because, you know, Square Enix. So you just gotta farm while you're not in an RPG.
I mean, that's cool though.
Yeah, I feel like this is not a simulation with RPG. This is an RPG with simulation.
So, I mean,
It
in a way,
also has the flying ship, so...
yeah. I mean, no, RPGs have done that for ages though. This time
Yeah.
though, it looks like they're just not half-assing it,
Yeah.
you know, because
It's actually going to be a core mechanic
yeah,
and not like a silly little side thing to get like one ultimate weapon.
because I mean, who really did like who really loved the farming mechanic in Suikoden 2? I mean, nobody played Suikoden 2 for that aspect, right? Like, sure, you could, but was that really why? Is that really why you? No. I mean, it was just a cool thing that you had there in your base, and it was one of those things. Is like, oh, cool, they made that. Anyways, I'm gonna ignore that, and I'm gonna start fighting some enemies again, or the cooking side of that, where you could have like a chef and stuff. It's like I'm sure that somebody loved those things. I mean, it wasn't for me. There were aspects I enjoyed, like the fishing mechanics. Suikoden 2's fishing was something to be desired, but I mean, regardless, like a lot of RPGs have these sort of like farming and sim mechanics that were kind of like dabbled in, but to see somebody actually like, take it to the next step, kind of like Rune Factory, you know, it's good. The more people that do that, the better. It just means that they're. I mean, I will say though, the more you dive into that, the harder it is to do a good job at both. So I hope
true.
The trick is getting a good balance, right?
Yeah, it's true. This is just an add-on. This is not just an add-on. Hopefully, you know. Like,
Yeah.
In fact, I pre-purchased it for a friend who is really big on like farming simulator kind of game. So we'll see how she likes that.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
speaking of games with excellent balance, Doraemon Story of Seasons Friends of the Great Kingdom is the newest Story of Seasons title featuring the full cast of the Doraemon show. So Doraemon Story of Seasons Friends of the Great Kingdom is coming to PlayStation 5. If you happen to have a PS5, I'm not judging you. Nintendo Switch and PC via Steam. And it's coming out on the 2nd of November. So just a
Yes.
couple of days couple of days from now.
Very soon.
Now, if anybody has like forgotten who Doraemon is or what Story of Seasons is, here's the trailer of it.
Quick
because-
trailer.
Yeah, Story of Seasons. If you recall, once upon a time we had this game called Harvest Moon, and then on the Nintendo 64 that series turned to garbage. I mean, after 64, after 64 it turned to garbage because they basically just had somebody else start making them. But the people who made the originals continued to make Story of Seasons games in Japan. So yeah, this is that.
I think this might be a fun game for kids too.
Oh, I mean, isn't that kind of
Yeah.
like half the appeal of Doraemon? Like he is like a childhood show character.
Well, I mean, that's what we say about Pokemon, and then we have a lot of grown-ups playing that.
I didn't mean that in like a judgy sort of way, but
Oh, neither did I, but I'm just saying, like, there's the intended audience, and then there's the actual audience. But I'm saying, like, I think this game is probably the intended audience are kids. So
okay.
And I think it's pretty nice. It's a nice, wholesome game. To get kids to learn the hard works of farming and Doraemon. Because I don't know how hard they actually have to work, because Doraemon's got all the tools. So I'm not convinced that they're going to be working all too hard. But anyways, yes, there it is. I love Doraemon, man.
I was gonna say thanks for the reminder. I've been butchering the name Doraemon. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you I
Good
think
old-
you were pretty
Good
good.
old Doraemon.
Doraemon.
Like
Oh.
in Finding Nemo.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, so now that we're done with the upcoming releases, now it's time to talk about game announcements. Starting with yet more farming simulators, because I've heard that you guys really like farming simulators. So
I like farming simulators.
yeah. Just like how I like fishing and Chrono Cross.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
You like fishing in Chrono Cross?
No, and
No
not
wonder
in.
you hate that game, dude. That's so weird.
Is there fishing in Chrono Cross? I don't even know. Was there?
If you have to ask, you'll never know.
I avoid fishing like in basically every JRPG I play. I know, but
Ouch.
I don't think.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Ouch.
And Blitzball. Forget Blitzball. You want me to play a sport in an RPG? Like, listen. There's a reason why I'm not picking up like Madden. Okay, how dare you? I've heard that Blitzball is fun, but how dare you put sport in my JRPG? Listen.
Okay, I hear you, Baku. But how do you feel about gambling mini games? Like
I don't
slot
like
machine-
gambling. Period. So
What the?
in life,
Just
in
how
real
dare
life,
you? Oh my God.
and in game, I don't like gambling. I like taxing casinos though. I'm all for legalization, but I don't like gambling myself. no,
I'm
so.
I'm just not. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Don't worry.
I know. but just to put it out there, it has nothing against the games.
Real gambling
it's not the
is for
mechanics.
suckers. Yeah, real gambling's for suckers, but RPG gambling, that's my jam, man.
Oh no, I like RPG gaming, RPG gambling where I can like abuse the system, where I
Yeah,
can just like
of course.
totally like
Save
cheat
scum.
the thing. Yeah,
Yes, that's
that
what I like about it. That's how you
That
win.
I like. The fishing, come on. Anyways, yeah. Well, skipping out on fishing is not an option in this title. Called, guess what? Story of Seasons. A Wonderful Life. So I believe this is a remake of the very first game in modern consoles.
Wait, the first, as in the Super Nintendo Harvest Moon?
I believe so.
What?
I believe so. Don't quote me on this one, because that's not part of the script. I just remember this
Okay.
being like a remake or remaster of like one of the older titles. But here is the actual news part that I have vetted. Okay, so
Okay.
quote this. Exceed Games announced the upcoming Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life, won't be a Switch exclusive. It will also simultaneously be released on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. So don't worry if you are like Mr. Invalid, you just hate the Switch for some odd reason. You have other ways to play Story of Seasons. So here is a quick trailer for all of you.
All right, well, let's check it
I'm a
out.
Switch hater.
A Switch hater. Oh,
Switch
man.
hater. And the graphics very similar to what we just saw from Doraemon. Probably the same engine and all. Forgotten Valley.
Ah,
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is the original game. Pretty sure. I'm willing to be wrong, but pretty sure it's the original game. I said I was gonna look it up before we start the show, but I kind of forgot about it.
that's all right. I'm sure. Yeah,
I
I'm
made
sure
it a
we'll find
point.
out.
Yeah, I was writing it. I was like, you know, I should go look that up.
Oh, man. You know, personally speaking, I think that they probably would have knocked it out of the park had they made it in like the story of or the Link's Awakening style. Fixed camera perspective, you know, little cute kind of character, like kind of chibi art style, grid based. Make it pretty easy, but I don't know. That
This
doesn't look
is
bad.
cute.
It is cute, yeah.
This is freaking cute. I think they know their. I think they know their audience. Like these are the kind of like things that people want for like a farming simulation game.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
it's
you're
just
probably
really
right.
hitting the formula. Yeah. Oh no, she's off to college.
Oh, I thought it was a say farewells because he's gonna die.
Oh no, that was the daughter.
Because he's so old. He's out of college now.
dying.
He's out of college now and he's about to die.
Never too late, man. Listen, if you're getting your college degree at 80, like, dude, more power to you. That's crazy.
No, because I was making a joke about how in so many RPGs, it's like, oh, like what was it, Sid from Final Fantasy VII? He's like, I'm. They're calling him old man and stuff, like he's got a foot in the grave, but he's like almost 30. It's like, yeah, they're just, you know, basically in anime, you're either in high school or you're dead and dying.
Yeah. Well,
anyways, so that was Story of
the back
Seasons,
pain
A
today.
Wonderful Life. So,
yes. This game is coming out in summer of 2023. Again, not just the Switch, but also PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. There you have it.
Awesome. All right, well, we've got another little one here. It's developed and published by Wodan. I hope I said that right.
I hope you said it right too.
it's a game called Shinonome. It is a new roguelike game that will have you play as Yono, a novice Onyo student. Onyo?
Onyo? Yeah.
Onyo student
Onyo.
who will fight through to escape a haunted house in the Japanese Edo province. Baku, you did this on purpose. You're making
Edo
me
period.
talk about yeah.
The word that
Edo
you
period.
mispronounce is an English word. You pronounce all the Japanese correctly.
What did I say?
I think you said prefecture. Province.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad. Edo period.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I got distracted by the fact that you're having me talk about a ghost story game, Baku. How dare you? Okay, let's check this out.
I didn't have you do anything.
You made me do this.
You love horror games.
Yono. Oh wait, hang on.
I love horror game.
On a rainy night, her master bids her visit a country's estate, where every room brims with evil.
They really should hire you just to do these voiceovers.
Om nom nom. Fell rats. Nope.
Nope.
Wisps.
Very aptly named.
Okay, this is kind of looking a little bit. I mean, obviously it's because of like the Edo time period, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of like, oh, because she's a shrine maiden, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of Pocky and Rocky. You know.
Oh yeah.
She kind of looks like
yes.
kind of looks like Pocky. But
I want to play Pocky. Oh, I think that's when we talked about playing co-op too.
Oh yeah.
We did.
There was that new one.
Yes. I think that new one sold like decently well for what it is. So I saw some reviews. They were pretty good.
This looks like one of those kinds of games where you cannot run at all. Like it's just like walk around.
It seems that way. You can make them fight each other.
She's like, well, you know, monsters are gonna. Ooh, death takes you. It's like, yeah, these monsters are like fighting to the death in front of my very eyes, but I can't be bothered to like do more than a slight power walk.
Let's just let them deal with it. Whatever would become of her.
Whatever
there you go.
Will become. Oh, whoa, hold on. Look at that art.
It's actually really nice art.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's like a shrine maiden, but she's got like some of those like samurai pauldrons or whatever.
Samurai gears. Yeah.
That's pretty rad. That's super cool.
Shinonome. There you go.
All right. Well, yeah. So that's currently in early access on Steam, and or it will be rather on the 11th of the 11th. Singles Day? Is that what you told me it was in?
I think 11/11 Singles Day. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In China.
And so there's no full release date as of yet, though. But early access coming pretty soon. Looks pretty spooky. Looks
pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Derek approves, and you guys know Derek's great taste in horror games.
I mean, hey, you've seen me review Corpse Party.
I'm waiting for you to play Resident Evil.
Yeah. Well, you can keep on waiting.
All right. Next up, we got a game that's a little bit more actiony. It's called RWBY Arrowfell. So this new side-scrolling action game from developers Way Forward and Arc System Works, who, of course, you guys know from all like the nice-looking fighting game. It's based on the RWBY animated series. It's just got a new release date and a new trailer. So let's take a look at that trailer.
All right, let's give it a gander here. Oh, it's in conjunction with Rooster Teeth? Oh, of course, because of
Teeth. RWBY.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Hope not. Well, I'm ready for a nap.
It's a good thing we were here. I don't know how these people live so far from.
Look out!
Oh, I'm hitting that panic button right now. It's all part of the Huntress gig. And you're next, Buster! Weiss!
I'm not a big fan of the giant head, like,
Here comes Grit.
art. Like chibi, character.
It's like half chibi. It's what do they call that? Like
I don't know what to call it.
Yeah, it's
but
What's with all the grit?
it's like a
What are they doing
one
down
quarter
here
of
with
the body height is the head.
Never
Yeah.
It doesn't bug me too much. I watched a lot of anime as a kid, and a lot of video games kind of had that proportion, like when I was younger. But
I do think that if the game plays fluid and because like when you play like something like Mega Man, like as long as it's really fluid and fun to traverse through the platform, I can overlook anything. Like if it's a fun game.
It kind of reminds me of like the proportions of like Pokemon, the original series.
It does, yes.
Yeah,
so not a fan of the aesthetics. I feel like they could probably have done better, but again, if the game is fun,
in the cutscenes, it goes back to like normal proportions. I'm not too like worried about it personally.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm also not like obviously I'm not a big like RWBY person because I just never took the time to watch it. Actually, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
but some people love it. So cool.
I like the first season. I don't know. It went downhill a little bit for me, but then I haven't really watched like all the newest stuff. So it could be really good for all I know. But the new anime that came out was pretty good. So there was that. Yeah.
I mean, the longevity of the series at this point is honestly very surprising. Like
yeah,
it's
exactly.
Still going. It's been what, like 10 years?
You know what? Wow, yes. I remember watching a trailer in college.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there. Wow, this is a really cool scene. I think I forgot what it was. was it Red versus Blue? I think that was like a thing that they had done way back.
Yeah, Red versus Blue.
It kind of started with that, and then there's like Dead Fantasy, and then this. And I remember watching like the first RWBY trailer, and I was just blown away with the like choreography, right?
Yeah.
And it was all by a boy Monty, and But
during that
anyways,
during that era, I was way more into like the screwattack.com kind of stuff rather than Rooster Teeth. I was like, I don't know, like at the time I felt like online content had like this competitive nature to it, where it's like, oh no, Rooster Teeth sucks. I like Screw Attack, or at least that was like how it was, like how I felt back in the day. But I'm glad that we kind of came away from that.
I was
for the
all
most part.
college humor all the time because I was in college and it was okay.
Yeah,
that was like the
before it was the YouTube channel.
time.
It was
that was like the great time for college humor. All right. So
we got
this game is coming out in November 15th on PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, Switch, PC via Steam. So basically every modern platform.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
All right. Well, we have another one here. That we've got a release date here for Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Team Ninja just announced the date for their newest action title. It's well, before we talk about the release date, let's take a look at the trailer to just get ourselves a little refresher.
It's just a refresher. What's this Wolong? What are you talking about?
This is such a cool show not show, but trailer. I remember
we compared this to a different game that we were also looking at the same time. I forgot what it was. We're looking at this and we're looking at like another game.
Yeah, I think the other was not by Team Ninja.
Yeah, I forgot what we were looking at. It was like another game in the Bakumatsu period.
Yeah.
It was in Japan. I just can't remember right now what it was.
But I recall that they were both awesome, and this looks really awesome. Oh, was that other one the one where you build stuff?
I need to go back to my notes to see like which one we talked about when we talked about this last time.
There were like 3 of these, I think.
Yeah, but this looks amazing. I mean, Team Ninja, like amazing is sort of their standard. So, yeah, but how well does it actually play? We shall see.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
So yeah, that's coming out on the 3rd of March. 2023. It's coming out on PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC. And if you're broke, it's also coming out on PS4. I guess. If you're into that sort of thing.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure. I again, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure this is one of those titles where, like, if you get the PS4 version, you can get a free upgrade into PS5. Again, don't quote me on this, but I think I vaguely remember that being the case. But it's just there's a lot of games out there that are. Well, the point I was trying to make is there's a lot of games out there now that are that also has that game on PS5, and you get the PS4 version, you have like a free upgrade path. So like I think it's really nice. I think that's like a compromise so that they can continue to sell these games, even though like not everyone can get their hands on a PS5 at a reasonable price.
Yeah. Trust me, I know that all too well. By the way, anybody who is just joining us, that was not a dig at anybody who doesn't have a PS5. That's a self dig.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I mean the reality is like PS5 is hard to get your hands on, even if you were willing to pay that exuberant amount, for PS5. It's just hard to get.
I have heard you can buy them from PlayStation directly, I've heard.
Yeah, it's gotten easier for sure, but it's still not exactly like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stop by Walmart and pick one up, or like I'm gonna stop by Best Buy and just pick one up. Not quite there yet, but hopefully within the next year, it'll be a lot more accessible.
Yeah,
So,
we'll get there.
yeah. So speaking of PS5, I've got another game here that's coming only exclusive on PS5, at least for now. And that is actually two games that has been announced during the Granzella Nipponichi Software America live stream event. So during the event, which happened like 3-4 days ago, the company has announced two R-Type games that are coming to the West. The first of which is R-Type Final 3 Evolved, the newest in the Shinonome series that is R-Type. This title will feature exclusive stage design by none other than Kazuma Kujo, new ships, a multiplayer mode, and much more. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of like surprises they have for us. Now, this is the title that is coming to PlayStation 5 only for now in March 2023, which is actually surprising to me that a shoot 'em up game, which you wouldn't think takes a whole lot of like graphics processing, is only being announced for PS5. So like I find that strange. So I'm going to bet that they're going to release it on other consoles like PS4 and PC and the Switch, but
Maybe.
but
Or
at
maybe-
least for now.
Or maybe
yeah.
this is PS5 exclusive in order to satisfy some sort of contract with Sony that they have to have.
You know what? True. That could be the case.
Could- I
That
mean,
could be.
There could be some, exclusive content stuff that they need to fulfill. So who knows? Don't
Yeah.
count your chickens. It could be one or the other.
Yeah.
But man,
Yeah. But
I gotta
for
say,
now, yeah.
when I
it is
first read this,
PS5.
I'm a little disappointed that when I first read this, for some reason, my mind thought that I read F-Zero Tactics instead of R-Type Tactics. And I was thinking,
Yes.
well, that sure is out of left field, but I'm pretty excited. Well, I'm
Oh,
I'm
man.
still pretty excited, but it's not out of left field as far as I had suspected. Let's take a look at this trailer.
Yeah, listen, if F-Zero Tactics ever come out, I will personally bombard your inbox if F-Zero Tactics ever come out. Okay. Yeah.
Get subscribed so you'll see when F-Zero Tactics gets announced.
Yeah, this is just a teaser trailer, so don't expect anything. Yeah, this is it. It's just a teaser trailer. It's got like basically nothing to it. Yeah, I know. Right. Wow. Informative.
Wow. That's impressive. The whole thing.
Wow. Yeah, I know.
the whole trailer is 25 seconds, but it was showing logos by it was showing nothing but logos by, oh God, what was the timestamp? Okay, so there's the title screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then at what's the 9 seconds in, it's showing like disclaimers and stuff, legal fine print. So it's less than 10 seconds of like trailer
Actual anything. Yeah.
It reminds me a bit of the time when Bethesda really didn't have anything going on for one of the E3s. So they're like, well, time to announce the fact that we're making the Elder Scrolls 6, and they showed us like this vaguely fantasy like sky like sweep over of some mountains and stuff, and then the Elder Scrolls 6. And that's it. And they don't even give you like the tagline or tell you where it is or nothing. You get nothing. It's like at that point they basically just announced that we're thinking about making another Elder Scrolls
We're
game.
considering a new game.
Maybe.
Just want to show you, the logo. Maybe
that's
not even.
But that's
logo.
okay. That's okay. So I mean, we pretty much know probably what to expect from an R-Type Tactics kind of game, more or less.
This is well, you're definitely getting a little bit more info here. So the R-Type Tactics Cosmos is actually going to be completely remade in Unreal Engine 5. Now, the game is based off the PSP tactical RPG titles R-Type Tactics 1 and 2. So this is a complete remake. The two games are coming to PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC in the summer of 2023. I am not exactly sure if they're going to bundle it together into like a single game called R-Type Tactics 1, 2 Cosmos, or are they releasing like 2 separate games, 1 Cosmos and 2 Cosmos? But we'll see. This actually also marks the first time that R-Type Tactics 2 is available officially in the West. They released the first game in PSP, but they never released the second game. So this is going to be the first time we will have an official way to play the game. So yeah. Pretty cool stuff for all the tactical and sci-fi nerds out there. I really like R-Type as a shoot 'em up. I've actually never played R-Type Tactics despite being a big tactical RPG fan and liking R-Type. I actually never played the tactical game. So maybe this time it'll change. Maybe I'll play it this time.
All right. Well, we'll see. So now it's time for
industry news.
Industry news.
I don't know
you
why
paid
I
him a
decided.
voice changer. You gotta use it.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I gotta get my money's worth out of this thing. This couple, at the beginning of COVID, this was as expensive as a PS5 in some circles. So
excuse me.
Yeah, the
you
full size.
Just bought a PS5.
Well, no, I mean that was before the PS5 was available. I think at the beginning of COVID, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways,
I don't know how long the PS5's been out at this point.
Time is a blur. It's all.
Yes,
crazy, right?
It really is. It's insane. Yeah.
All right. So let's move along to some industry news, and I'll kick us off with this first bit here. Nioh 2 PS4 and 5 versions are coming to PlayStation Plus in November 2022. So yeah, hey, that's awesome. Sony announced it during their the games are coming. Yep.
Are you having trouble reading?
Yeah. I was trying to Yep, something was covering up part of the screen because I have it highlighted. So it's like,
oh no.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Sony announced that their November 2022 PS Plus Essentials titles will be Nioh 2 for PS4 and PlayStation 5. PS4 owners can get their standard version, while PS5 owners can get the remastered version. The other two games are Heavenly Bodies and Lego Harry Potter Collection.
I'm actually looking forward to Lego Harry Potter Collection. It is one of those games that looks fun, but I would never buy with money. And here it is free because I have, PlayStation Plus. I'm like, I'm actually strangely looking forward to Harry Potter Collection. But also Nioh, because I don't have Nioh too. So, get the remastered version on my PS5.
Yeah, well, I mean... Mr. Moneybags over here with his fancy PS Plus connection. Oh, I was just gonna say PS Plus, subscription
with the PS Plus.
who's got time for online subscriptions, man?
Okay, here's the thing. Like, so I found one of those like online deals where it's like, oh yeah, you can get like 10 months of PS Plus with this code for this price, like just dramatically like cheaper. So I went with that. So I had like 3 years of like PS Plus for like an obscene amount of discount, and that's the only reason why I have PS Plus. I would not have it otherwise because I don't use anything from that function. I don't do cloud save because I have local backups. Like I just don't do it. But I will say that the cloud save feature is useful if you have PS4 and PS5, because if you want to play PS4 game on your PS5, guess what? You can just load that save straight from the cloud, and it's like just makes moving your PS4 game onto the PS5 a lot easier. That's it. That's the only thing I use it for.
I mean, that makes sense. I legit just don't have any subscriptions currently ongoing with PS Plus or anything like that, or Nintendo Switch Online, mostly because like I play one console at a time for like a month or two at a time. So it's like, do I really can I really commit to like getting my money's worth out of this if I'm only playing PlayStation 4 for like 2 months out of the entire year?
Right.
I mean, I can't gauge that. I can't predict that. So it doesn't make sense for me, but for other people it does for sure.
Yeah, I mean, before the show, we were talking about Star Ocean 6, and how I mean, heck, actually, I saw Rain Time in there talking about Star Ocean 6, and Derek and I were reading the chat, and we were talking about Star Ocean 6, and it seems like a lot of folks are having issue with the PC version, but
Oh
not the
yeah.
console version. So I was just making a point of saying, hey, I've always had trouble with JRPGs playing well on PC.
At least at
It
launch.
just it just there's always something, and then eventually you get like not the game company, but the community will patch it and mod it, and it will play fine.
Yep.
But whether or not that happens, or when that happens, the quality of which the patch is like made, that's that's anyone's guess. But they play perfectly fine on console. So I'm just like, look, if you're gonna get Star Ocean 6, get it on console.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And same thing with some of these other games too. Like, that's the only reason why I still support consoles, is because I can get a pretty flawless experience, even if it's not like the
Yeah.
craziest graphics possible, right?
Yeah. When you make a game for PC, you have to make it work with so many different iterations of console combinations or hardware combinations.
Yeah.
When it's for consoles, it's like you have a much narrower scope of things that you have to
yeah.
make sure it works on. So
Yeah. And it's a tighter QA too, because there are just less things to check.
Mhm.
Yeah. So and I relish that like very polished experience. So yeah, console's not going anywhere as long as you have people like me supporting them. Sorry, that was that was kind of a tangent, but anyways, so
Stick
we've
to the
got,
script,
of course,
Baku. How dare you?
never, even if I wrote it. Oh, I don't know who wrote this trash, but
Oh my god, it's drivel.
next up, we've got some news from Idea Factory International. So can we switch over to my screen really quick?
Oh,
Just
if
wanna
we
show this off.
must.
Yes, we must.
All right, what do you got? Do you want to zoom in a little?
So Idea Factory International teases an announcement for November 2nd. They have a very enigmatic tweet with the hashtag follow the cat, along with the date. So you can see the date with just one eye emoji, because we don't know what happened to the other one, and follow the cat. So let's watch what does follow the cat.
Can you zoom in? Zoom in.
Yes, actually, I would do you one better.
Oh, full screen.
Yes. Footsteps.
Is there
and-
audio? Oh, I can't
Oh,
hear any.
barely. It's just random footsteps and a cat that just flashes by, and that's it. That's
Okay. Well, the cat went to the right. So, is there anything to the right of the video? No.
No.
Not really. Okay.
no.
Well, I tried. We tried to follow it, but we failed.
Anyways, yeah, that's the thing. And there are no additional details whatsoever, other than that this will not be an Otome title. So sorry, all the Otome game fans. It seems like this may be, well, not Otome game. They made it a point to say this is not an Otome game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, they're like, just in case you're wondering, oh yeah, here it is. Not Otome at this time. Sorry, listen, I'm all for Otome game, like fans, but not this time, okay? Not this time.
All right.
So yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and move along here to a little bit of additional news here.
Yes.
So this one comes from Armed Fantasia. They've shared a 5-minute English subtitled composer interview with
Yes.
Michiko Naruke.
Yes.
So, are you excited for Armed Fantasia, guys? Because while you are hyping responsibly, you can watch this video. And yeah, it's complete with English subtitles. Links
Yes.
in the description down below.
Yes. That's it.
Yep.
Don't watch it now.
I mean,
but
I was gonna say like we could watch it together if you want. It's got English subtitles. I could do the voiceover.
if you want to watch it, I'm down to watch it. But it's 5 minutes long.
No, absolutely not. I'll watch it after the fact, but yeah, probably not.
I watched it before, and I've got to say that I really like these little like Q&A. It's kind of like a Q&A style with developers and composer, and like you just kind of like get to pick their brain a little bit about their creative process. I really like those kind of things, so I want to make sure you guys know that that's available for you to look at.
Awesome.
Okay. So, next up, in a recent email interview between Noisy Pixel, also credit to them, and the Star Ocean development team, which was the reason why we talked about Star Ocean a little bit. And this is actually on the thumbnail. So, during the interview, Noisy Pixel asked about the possibility of Star Ocean's second evolutions for the PS4 port to come to the West. And as you may or may not know, Square Enix actually released a PS4 port. I mean, so a PS4 version of second evolution.
First
on
departure.
PS4. First what?
Oh, we got first departure here in the States.
No, I was going to talk about Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have second evolution in Japan, but not in the West for whatever the heck reason. Like the game is fully done. You just gotta do a couple of things. I think it's still easier than making a whole new game, but I digress, right?
Yeah.
So they were just like, just out of the left field, what's the possibility looking like? And in response, the development team said, well, we would absolutely appreciate it if fans were vocal with their wishes. The more vocal they are, the more likely it would reach the executives.
Oh, have we just not been loud enough?
Oh, we just haven't been loud enough, it sounds like.
Is that all?
Is that all? That is all. That is all it is.
Because I think we can get kind of loud.
We
Guys,
could get very loud.
If you want Star Ocean 2, it's time to get loud.
Second evolution on PS4.
This is them saying, hey, let our executives know that you want this. Because I know you do, and I do too. It's a great game. It was fantastic. It was fantastic on PS1, and it's going to be fantastic on PS4 when it comes over as well.
A lot of people say the second game is like the best one. I personally like the second game a lot. Okay. I'd actually never played the first one. I have it on PS4. I bought it on discount. But the second game was the one that started it off for me. And then the third and fourth and then fifth. And now here we are. But the second game, that's the one that I remember. So I'm just like, dude, executive Square Enix, if you're listening to right now, we want this. Make no mistake. It's not a maybe. It's a no, yes, please. You've already made the game. It's in PS4. Just localize it and just get it out. Please.
Do it.
Just do it. That joke would never not be old. And we're dating ourselves.
Don't let your memes stay dreams.
I hate everything about this. But yes. Yeah, apparently that's it. Apparently we just have to be more vocal.
Yeah, so I think we can do this. And right now, honestly, Tri-Ace could probably use a little bit of that cash infusion. A little bit of that low hanging fruit.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Would any money actually go to Tri-Ace if the game's already done and they're just
residuals, maybe
localizing it?
I don't know.
Maybe
It
some
depends on the
royalties.
contract, but yeah, I would love to see it.
Yeah, make it happen, Square Enix.
Or Tri-Ace, yeah.
Or Tri-Ace.
Help.
Well, no, it's got to be Square
help them
Enix.
make it. Yeah, it's got to be both.
Yeah.
Let's hope that they can do it.
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, I do have a last bit of industry news that is a bit. We've had a lot of unfortunate news lately, and this is continuing on with some of that unfortunate news. So, we are sad to report that developer Rieko Kodama has recently passed away. We know about this because fans spotted a tribute to Kodama on the Sega Mini Drive 2. Sega has since confirmed that the developer has passed away, but did not provide any additional details out of respect for the privacy of her and her family. Among her many works, Kodama was known for being an artist and producer of games such as Phantasy Star, Seventh Dragon, and the fan beloved Skies of Arcadia. So, bummer.
Yeah. Oof, man. Yeah. So apparently, I didn't know this until I read into it, but apparently, fans just spotted a tribute as they're playing through the Sega Mini Drive 2. They're just like, "What is this, Sega? You got some explaining to do." And Sega's like, "Yeah, about that. Yeah, that's the thing that happened." and we don't have anything else for you. That's all we've got. We can just confirm this. That's it. So, obviously, it's condolences to the family and also to all the fans of these great works. I have actually not personally played Skies of Arcadia, but I've seen it played and it looks gorgeous. Neither have I played Fantasy, but I have played Seven Dragon. It was a really fun game. So, all the fans who are here right now, again, just our condolences to you as well. Go play those games and just remember that as Derek was saying before the show when we were just discussing it. Yeah, time is fleeing. So just cherish the things that you have, cherish the people that you have around you.
Definitely.
All right. So moving on to fan community news, fans and community news. I've got yet another piece of bad news. I know it just keeps on coming. This time, there's not tragic, but it's still pretty bad. The prolific game news account Nibel has quit Twitter. So the anonymous rapid video game reporter who goes by the handle Nibel, I think it's Nibel, has announced that they will be quitting the platform and moving on to something else. Quote from their goodbye post, after some introspection, I've made the decision to focus my time and energy elsewhere and move on from Twitter. This marks the end of my video game coverage and time on this platform. Thanks for the fun times, everyone. Now, as to why Nibel is leaving now, they've cited Elon Musk acquisition of the platform to be the main reason, stating, I do not trust Musk and his seemingly infinite immaturity. I do not think Twitter will fall apart instantly, but that could be, that could die a slow death. Why waste more time? End quote. So he will be missed, or I should say they will be missed, but because we don't actually know who Nibel is, but they have been just super prolific, rapid responder of many game sites, their report. And it's, we certainly have cited a couple things from them. It's a great loss to the game community at large, and hopefully some other entity might be able to fill the void, because there was some good reportings from Nibel, and obviously they're probably not listening to this, but if you are, thank you so much for your service.
All right.
Now, moving on to the final and last section of our report this evening, we've got a little bit of merch drops. Not really merch, but what's going to help us cope with all these bad news? Well, Square Enix just released 2 remix albums called Mellow Minstrel Mix Volume 2 and Airship Cruise Beats Volume 2. Actually, hold on. Can you switch over to my screen really quick?
I can.
Yes.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
Show you some graphics talking about this. Okay, so we got the Mellow Minstrel Mix Volume 2 and Air Cruise Beats Volume 2. Don't worry about the Nihongo here, okay? Like, you can get this in English. So the Mellow Minstrel is a chill remix album that will include Cosmo Canyon from Final Fantasy VII, Weight of the World from Nier Automata, and A Distant Promise from Xenogears, of all things. Whereas the Airship Cruise album is an EDM remix, so, not a chill album. And that will feature, songs such as The Four Sinistros Battle 2 from Romance and Saga 3, High Tension Wire from Trials of Mana, and Dark Dawn from Xenogears. Both albums will feature 13 songs each, and both are now available digitally on Apple Music. So if you have access to Apple Music, you can get these cool albums. I probably will get them myself, because I actually really like Square Enix music. Like, say what you want about their games. Like, there's not a single game from Square Enix where I'm just like, oh god, this music is awful. Like, no, I love basically every one of their games albums. So, and I do like their remixes too. So I'm really looking forward to this.
You know, that would be an interesting challenge. What is the worst Square Enix soundtrack? That's kind of what I want to know.
Ooh,
It's not an easy question, is it? Like
the worst.
Yeah, like the best is always easy, right? It's because it's
Probably
Chrono
one of
Cross,
the
right?
probably
But
one of the Saga games.
It's
like one of the Game Boy Saga games, probably.
I mean, I don't know about that though, because on Game Boy you've got a pretty awesome sound chip to start with. It's honestly like the Game Boy sound chip is actually more powerful than the NES sound chip, believe it or not, which is kind of bizarre to think about. But I mean,
I'm thinking in terms of composition too.
In terms of
just
composition, okay.
Yeah, Chad is saying
Maybe.
DQ11 is pretty weak.
Yeah, DQ11 might. I mean, but a lot of it is supplemented by really great music from earlier entries in the series. The original works for DQ11. If you only count those, yeah, they're a little. But I mean, the included stuff from previous works were still pretty banging.
Yeah, like Valkyrie Profile, like still one of my favorite like album to listen to. Like I don't know, something about Valkyrie Profile sound just works so well with the North mythology background, and it's such a gorgeous soundtrack. Obviously Final Fantasy Tactics, a great game, but also the soundtracks. You know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna go on and gush about like Square Enix music, and it's not gonna end well. But yeah, you know what? Let us know what you guys think. What is the worst Square Enix soundtrack to you? Like from which game?
Yeah, that's our side question for the day. Bonus side question there. All
yes. Okay, but sorry, last but not least, I forgot there's one more thing that I did want to show everyone to end the night, to end all this excitement.
Okay, what you got?
Well, let's switch on over to my
Your
to my
screen here?
screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we've got something from Atlas. News from Atlas. Hey.
yeah.
They're revealing the Shin Megami Tensei 30th anniversary logo. Look at these logos. Look at them.
That certainly is a logo.
Wow.
Oh, you
That
see,
is-
there's the little Jack Frost. There's there's the little Jack o' Lantern.
Yeah, Pixies right here.
Oh,
I'm a
yep,
little
there's
sad
Pixie.
that Mara is not in here because
Yeah,
that
no
would make
Mara.
a great silhouette.
Sure.
Can you imagine Mara just chilling in the background?
That'd be fantastic. Don't Google it, everybody. Do not Google it.
Yeah, no, don't Google it. Look, if you get it, you get it. Okay. If you don't, you should play an SMT game and then get with the program.
Yeah.
And here's the Japanese version of the logo, which looks really
It looks
cool.
pretty much the same, but I like it. It's great.
Yeah. I like it. I thought, okay. And that's it. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, for any Atlas fan, you knew that this was coming.
Yeah.
There wasn't gonna be anything else.
Yeah. I mean, they're kicking it off though. I mean, so if we have anything to judge based off of the handling of the 25th anniversary of Persona, we can expect a lot of disappointment in our immediate future.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Probably no less than 20 clothing crossovers, a couple of plush dolls here and there, maybe like 5 concerts, a couple of vinyls collection again, maybe a stage play. Yeah, I think a stage play is in order.
Yeah, maybe.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
So
all you get.
all right.
People are like, Persona 6? No.
Yeah, no.
Persona 6.
I mean, legitimately though, there might be a game announced in all of this.
Yeah, no. Actually, Persona 6 might. It sounds like Persona 6.
Oh my God.
Okay, not sounds like, but in my mind, I think Persona 6 is likely.
SMT fans would be so livid. There's this split in the fandom, and
really
SMT fans like Mega 10 SMT game fans, they don't like Persona.
Really?
At least they don't like Persona fans because we're the annoying newcomers, and they're like the, you know, they're the 4chan dwellers who are, you know, really they're the edge lords. They're the ones who are like, haha, you know, waifu game bad, you know. But
yeah,
I mean, but legitimately, there's some sore feelings over the whole thing.
The hardcore
because SMT didn't really gain the popularity in the West until Persona kind of brought it into the limelight, and now you know, SMT fans are kind of getting shafted. So if they get shafted on their 30th anniversary for some Persona 6 content when they should have just announced it for Persona's 25th anniversary, like there would be so much salt you could resalt the oceans twice over with it. I swear.
I mean, look, Persona is SMT. It's just
nope, they don't claim it. They don't claim
just,
us. They don't claim us.
Just they don't claim us.
yeah, that's true. You know,
I mean, you played SMT5. I mean, are you saying that you're not like SMT? You're Persona.
Some of them.
Is that it?
Some very diehard fans of SMT were very pissed that I had the audacity to mention Persona when introducing the concept of SMT. Yeah, despite appropriately saying things like, this is the game that it would eventually spin off into the Persona series, and so there's some visual similarities and stuff, and people will be like, how dare, some people get really, it's a fandom that I don't like to interact with a whole lot because of certain, just the way that they are. Like, there's no making them happy.
Oh, that's
I try, and I do try, and I like Persona. Almost
yes,
almost poked a bear there. I like SMT. I do.
I wonder what they say about soul hackers, because now you don't have like the teeny bobbers, but
I don't know,
no relationships, but it's pretty hardcore, right? Like people getting shot and bleeding all over. But
they'd probably say it's like SMT but without the soul or something. I don't know.
Okay, IGN, I see you.
No, but that's the sort of stuff that just stokes the flames, though, for them, honestly. Like, I mean, those sorts of comments about SMT. I mean, there's definitely some some hurt feelings over, and like rightfully so in a lot of ways, but a lot of them are also very trigger happy.
I think that's how I feel about Fate Stay Night for any like anime nerds out there. Fate just sort of took over the entire like thing called like a Nasuverse, where like he had like a lot of other works before, and then like that sort of made the foundation of the Nasuverse, and then for the past like decade it's just like nothing but Fate and FGO, and I'm just like, I'm so sick of hearing Fate. Like, just like, can we get back to like some of the other stuff? So I get it. Like, it's a similar feeling. I just wouldn't, I wouldn't be obnoxious about it. Like, I wouldn't go to people's like, FGO stream and be like, how dare you not talk about the other stuff? But yeah, I digress. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be clear, I'm talking about just some of the most vocal. And it's really always the really mean, nasty comments that stick with you the most, no matter what you do. And it's true for everybody, no matter the size of the audience, right? It's always the worst things. And so I'm not saying that people who like SMT are not nice, because by and large, most people are very nice when you get them out of their tribes. But some people just are not.
I think most SMT fans that I've run into are happy that I'm even touching anything related, just because they're notoriously difficult far as like a JRPG is concerned. Right. And so they're like, wow, you're actually playing anything SMT. Okay, how are you liking it? Will you be playing like the SMT like proper? I'm always like, no, because I don't hate myself.
Well, it's actually, I mean, at least SMT5 was actually really approachable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad, but I'm sure certain gatekeepers weren't too happy. It's like, oh, they made it too easy.
Yep. All right,
Yeah,
so
I'm
let's go
sure.
ahead and move forward to the last bit of stuff here for the stream, and that's responding to some of the super chats that have slowly rolled in. So,
Yes.
yeah, thank you everybody for joining us. Module Cell with the fist bump sticker there. Thank you so much.
Hey, fist bump. Right back at you.
Yeah. And then on the heels of our discussion about me getting shamed by Square Enix for not having a PS5, they weren't actually shaming me, but I felt ashamed anyway. Was from so Module Cell sent in another donation here. It says $69.99 for a PS4 game or to put towards a PS5.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. There you go, Derek. You can now
They
get
said
like a tenth of a PS5.
they said if eight people give and the PS5 is yours. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, that's true. Like someone like it's a ninth. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I split everything with Baku, so it's okay. We'll get PS5s at the same time. You can in the meantime you can share your PS5 with me.
Come and get it. I'd like to see you drive up.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
If I drive up, will you give it to me?
If you drive up, I will consider it.
Cool, because I'm planning on visiting my parents in Pennsylvania this winter. And all right, everybody, well, that is it for us for this evening. If you liked today's show, if you liked this day's show on this wonderful Halloween evening, be sure to like the video or on whatever podcasting platform of choice you are on. Subscribe, do all that fun, crazy stuff. And yeah, I guess we will see you all on Sunday this weekend, right?
Yes, we're back to regular hours Sunday, and also keep an eye out for our holiday schedule because believe it or not,
oh yeah,
people in Japan do take vacations near the end of the year, and
I don't
news
believe
get
you.
extremely dry around the end of the year. So
lies and heresy. Japan works hard all the time. But for
on
real,
regular days.
But for real,
but
Baku
for
and I,
1 week, they're just gone.
Yeah, but for real, Baku and I will probably take our own individual vacations at some point. So keep your eyes peeled for news on that. You can follow us on our various Twitter platforms where we will announce such things, such as the delay of today's show, which I also announced in the community tab of this channel. So check out every once in a while. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you next this weekend.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Ba-da-ba.